Hello and welcome back to another video on this channel. In today's devlog I want to make sure that we can exit our game correctly, and with exit I mean to exit the run and not the game, and hopefully see all of our resources that we get through the run at the end. So let's don't waste any time and dive right into it. But before, I want to make sure that this card optic looks pretty nice, or at least a bit nicer, because they are all static and I really would like to have them kind of rotated so that the rightest card is like max to -10, while the card on the left is rotated to 10, if you want it that way. Oh, you can't see that. Now it's 10. So my approach on that is just to iterate through these cards and then calculate the specific rotation. Okay, let's see. Let's say we have a max amount of rotation of 10. So we have 10 to the left and 10 to the right, or -10 to 10. Then we want to calculate the step size, which basically just is twice the max rotation amount divided by the UI unit card's length, but -1. And now we just have to iterate through all cards and set the rotation of the step times the iteration. But this has to be added to minus max rotation amount, because we started at the left, or at the minus max rotation amount, -10, and then just add this. So let's see if this is working. Yeah, and hooray, technically it's working, but it was just the opposite direction. And it's totally fine, so we just have to invert that. So like 20 seconds later, we now have the fix for that, and I think this looks really cool and adds a little more to this card game vibe. However, you still see that the title, like Astro Soldier, is hidden by the other card, and I still have to figure out how I want to fix that, because I already had the canvas on that open to override the sorting, but this really was ugly. So I didn't want to use that. Maybe a cool idea is that the other cards right next to the selected card are getting pulled to the left and to the right to have some kind of freedom for the card. Oh, and just in between I added some tabs. I had the resource tab, which before was the world tab, and I added the progress tab. Both are of course empty because I didn't came to program the functionality for that, but I think this is pretty cool. And I also add this little bar here to the right, I called it just info bar, and moved the cache from the top left corner of the upgrades to the info panel or info bar to the top right. And I think this looks a bit more clean up, whatever. And I think this is a pretty cool order I have here in this menu. Whatever. Currently, you don't have any possibility to exit the game or the current run and take the resources you farmed with you. And that's a big problem, I guess. So I have to determine two things. First thing is, what are the constraints that need to be fulfilled, or the conditions that the game ends? And the second one is, what do I do at the end of the run, and how can I trigger the run, maybe manually, by just clicking on this little icon to go back to the hub. So I hope I didn't forget something, but I think the only two constraints are that the units are not on the planet anymore right here, so there's currently no unit, and the second one is that I do not have any unit left in my hand to put on this planet. So I just coded a little functionality which checks both when this player dies. When a unit dies, sorry, not player, a unit dies, then there is a check on how many cards I have in the hand and how many units are on the planet. And you see this was now triggered at the game ends. So every time a unit gets removed from the planet, I have to check both things. Are still other units there on this planet? And the second one is, are there any cards left? And you see this got only triggered once, because at the end this scenario happens only once. So coming to implementing the run results, I just create an empty game object and I just call it run results and stretch it completely. And in there is also a UI image which basically acts as a backdrop. So I just called it backdrop, and I also stretch that to the full screen and make it a little bit transparent. I then want to add a new panel, and I just call this run results panel and make it just a little bit bigger. I guess this is okay. Inside of that, we have another image, and this has a little darker white. That's more gray, I guess. But before we want to really take care of that, I want to make sure to separate the run results panel into the top and the bottom area, because I think this will help us later with ordering stuff. So let's make these values even. 800 I think is a good amount, and then we have like 150 at the bottom, and at the top we have the rest, which basically should be, if my math is correct, 650. Is this correct? Yes. Nice. So, and within this top area we want to stretch it also, but have a padding of, I think 32 is okay. Nice. And within this darker grayish panel I want to add a grid layout group, which then basically takes care of positioning all the resources we found. Just having also a little bit of padding right here and a nice spacing, and I think then we're good to go. So let's add a script which is called UI run results, and I think now we can already check into the code. So let's see, we want to reference our backdrop image. I think we want to reference the game object of the complete panel, but we want to also reference the game object of the results panel item container. And just for visual reasons, I want to let the backdrop fade in a little bit. So for that, still we're using doTween, and I say doTween, it's do virtual int, and we want to fade it in from 0 to 150. Of course, we want to make this changeable. So we have serialized field backdrop opacity, which is a slider from 0 to 255. Oh, it's range, not slider. Oh, my bad. Also, it's an integer. Oh, I'm sorry. But the default value is 150. Also, the duration we want to make configurable, but I would say 1 second is right for that. And then we have callback value, and then we want to get the backdrop image dot color is the new color, but instead of 1 we want to have a 0 right here because it's black. And this is the fade in. And now we want to fade in, but we also want to do a fade out just in case we need it. Well, currently we do not need it, so we do not make it. Simple as that. So let's see if this worked. Smart eye. I still have the transition in, but I think we can find it out another way. We can easily turn this off and on again. Oh, I made a big mistake. It has to be in flow, right? And then there is a 0.4, something like that. And then this also is a float. So let's see again. Yeah, this looks nice. At least the backdrop, I want to make sure that this panel floats in from the bottom or from the top or whatever, and make this be a bit beautiful. But I think the backdrop itself is pretty cool. Also, we do not want to have the backdrop opacity to 1, but at 0.4 or something like that. 0.8. Yeah, this is cool. So I fixed some stuff, I changed some stuff, and this is the most important part, combined the logic that when the game ends, that our new results panel gets shown, and this is the result of that. So I'm just spawning these units here, and now I just have to wait that all of these units are getting removed from the planet, and I think this one is the last one, and that's our result. And I kind of like that. I also brought back the button from the hub, just it is blue now, and instead of start run there's the continue text. And yeah, that's kind of it. I really like this mechanic, and yeah, now the functionality that the current resources which are getting popped up at the top of the game are getting shown in the results, but I think this is super easy. And with this little update, I think I made it work. Let's see. Oh, Yes, nice, it's working. It kind of looks really, really bad, but with this update now we got some kind of, yeah, no, not kind of, we got a result panel at the end. Of course, it really looks bad, but I think it's working for now, and this is pretty cool. And I think that's it. That's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, then please hit the like button. If you don't like the video, then please hit the dislike button and comment down below what I can do better. And if you have any ideas, feel free to comment down below. I read every comment and I'm happy to answer them. And if you don't want to miss any updates on this channel, then please hit the subscribe button and we'll see us in the next video. Bye.